Welcome back to another Bolt tutorial. In today's video, we're going to learn all about Open Graph images, favicons, Apple home screen images, and web app icons. These are the essential image assets that you should add to your site so people have a visual understanding of your site when you're sharing it. Part 1, your Open Graph image. Your Open Graph image is your rich link preview image, which appears in iMessage, Slack, Discord, LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp, and other platforms as well. For example, in iMessage, if you paste your URL, the Open Graph image is the image that the recipient will see. This is a really important image and will be seen pretty much everywhere you share your site. The dimensions are 1200 wide by 630 pixels high. It can be a PNG, JPEG, or WebP image. You can use one image to represent your entire site, or you can add unique images to represent particular pages, articles, products, events, etc. Make sure to keep your text and logos away from the edges because different platforms crop this image differently. Let's now create one for this travel site. First, let's test that it doesn't have one, so let's publish. Now let's copy the link to this published site, and we'll paste this into iMessage. Notice that by default, it uses the Bolt.new landing page. So let's now use the Bolt's inbuilt image generation feature to create this image. Here's our prompt. Generate an image of a cinematic beach sunset on a tropical island and use this as the Open Graph image. Also add appropriate text to advertise the brand. Let's plan this out and build. So here's the plan. It's going to use AI image generation to create the cinematic beach on a tropical island in golden light with palm silhouettes. All sounds really good. Also, it's using the Open Graph aspect ratio of 1200 by 630. It's planning to use the brand advertising and bake the text of Wanderlust, the brand, into the image. So let's answer the clarifying questions. It's asking us if we want to render that text on the image itself, and we'll say yes, but make sure to keep it away from the edges so it doesn't get cropped on different social platforms. This looks good. We'll turn it off plan mode and let's build. The build's complete and the agent has generated a cinematic tropical beach sunset with the brand and tagline in there as well. It sized it to the correct size and added the correct tags so it'll show up when we share this URL. To find and inspect this image, jump over to code, select our public folder, and here we can see the OG image and preview that image. We could tweak it by re-prompting the agent, but if we're happy with that, come in and let's republish our site. Let's now copy the site link again. And this time, when we paste it into our messaging app, now we can see that updated OG image. Next up is the favicon. That is the little image that we see next to the page name in our browser tab. It also appears in our bookmarks, history, and Chrome tab shortcuts. Most modern browsers use the SVG favicon. However, it's good to also add these different options as well. It's best practice to use the same symbol across all of your different sizes. Because this is scaled down very small, make sure it's a very simple image. Let's now open our site. Here it is in the browser, and if we look up to the favicon, notice it's an icon of a globe. This is what Google Chrome by default shows if no favicon has been added. Let's fix this so it uses the same icon as our logo. Here's our prompt. Using the same compass icon as the logo with the same gold color on a dark blue background, create all the required favicon image sizes and add them to this site. Let's enter plan mode and we'll build out the plan. Notice if you already have your favicons, you could simply drop them into the prompt box, or you could come over and drop them into the public folder just by dragging and dropping them. Now, because we did this in plan mode first, we can see clearly the agent's logic behind this process. Notice in step 2, it says generate all required sizes. So it's going to render the master SVG into the standard raster sizes using the available image tooling. So it's creating our favicon.ico at multiple different sizes. It's also creating the favicon as a PNG for the browser tabs. And going one step further, it wants to create our Apple touch icon as well, plus 2 more PNGs that it wants to use as our web app image. Both of these we'll cover in a second, but because the agent wants to generate this, I'm happy. So let's go ahead, we'll implement this plan. The agent's finished working and it's saying the site now has a complete favicon set matching the logo. So let's publish again and have a look. Jumping over into the live URL, let's now refresh the page. And just like that, the favicon refreshed, and now we see the gold compass on a dark blue background. Step 3, the Apple Touch icon. This appears when you save a website to a home screen on an iPhone or iPad. It's a square image with dimensions of 180 pixels. Coming back into our project, remember on our last prompt, the agent took the initiative to actually already update the Apple Touch icon. So let's now test this out on a phone preview. Here's our phone. On the phone preview, let's navigate to Safari. Let's paste the URL of our site and press enter. And here's our website preview. Jumping down to these 3 dots, if we now click Share, View More, and Add to Home Screen, we now see the favicon, the page name, and we can add this to our home screen. Going back to the home screen, we can now see that the app icon uses the same image as our site logo. Clicking on this takes us directly into our site. The final image asset to be aware of is the web app icon. This is very similar to the Apple Touch icon, and we see this on a home screen or an app launcher on an Android device. It can use 2 sizes, 192 pixels square or 512. Jumping back into our project, our agent has already taken the initiative to create this Android web app icon, and it's already been added to our site. In this example, we use the Bolt agent itself to use its image generation tool to generate these images on the fly. However, if you want to fine-tune these assets more with, say, a graphic designer or a brand expert, here is a checklist of all of the assets that we've generated today and added to our site. The easiest way to add this to your site is by jumping over into code, opening up the public image folder, and adding each of the images in here, making sure that they're named appropriately. To reference them, you can either reference them by name in the agent chat, or you can right-click, copy path, and paste the path to reference them explicitly. So there we go. In today's video, we've covered an open graph image, favicons, Apple Touch icons, and web app icons. Don't forget to generate or upload these image assets when you're ready to publish your site. These are frequently viewed and public-facing images, so make sure to give them the attention that they deserve. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and good luck generating or uploading these images.